everyone, my name is Ruth and I work for the Butler County Farm Bureau, and I'm coming today to talk to you about agriculture. And we're going to read a book about a day in the life of a farmer. And we all know, maybe some of your dads are farmers, your grandpa is a farmer, and we know how many hours they work, and long hours. So this book is going to talk to us about what time they do certain things on the farm, and it's going to teach you how to read and tell time. So, The Day in the Life of the Farmer, it's written by Heather Adamson. When do farmers start their days? Farmers start their days very early. Every day, Farmer Dave gets up while it's still dark. He puts on his coat and he walks to the dairy barn. He pulls on his gloves to milk the cows. Farmer Dave will milk the cows again in the evening. So this clock is when Farmer Dave starts to milk. It's 5 o'clock a.m. So the small hand is on the 5, the long hand is on the 12. What do farm animals eat? Many farm animals eat food grown on the farm. Farmer Dave feeds his cows a mix of hay and corn. He also gives the farm animals vitamins to keep them healthy. So here he is putting the feed in their feeder, and now it's 6 o'clock a.m. So that would mean the small hand is on the 6, the long hand is on the 12. Why are there so many buildings on a farm? Farms have many kinds of buildings and bins. These are called grain bins. These silos also can hold grain. Some buildings hold animals, like this barn. Bins and silos hold the grain. Many farmers also have sheds to protect their machines. Dave keeps his tools in the big red barn. He needs to get a wrench to fix one of his tractors. So now it is 7:30 a.m. in the morning. So the short hand is pointing to the 7. The long hand is on the 6. That would be 7:30. Do farmers work by themselves? Farmers need help to do their jobs. Families and neighbors sometimes work together. Since it is a weekend, Dave's children help feed the animals. They're feeding the horses, aren't they? Farmer Dave has hired an extra worker to help with the harvesting. So right now, it is 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m. So the short hand would be on the 10, the long hand would be on the 12. What does a combine do? Farmers use a combine to harvest crops. The combine cuts down the corn stalks. Here you can see the combine has these long snouts right here. They go in between the corn rows and they cut the corn stalks down and take off that ear of corn. Then it separates the kernels from the corn cobs. Dave parks the tractor and the wagon beside the combine. The combine unloads the corn into the wagon. So this long auger comes out of the combine and it dumps the corn in there. Now it is 11 a.m. in the morning. So the short hand is on the 11, the long hand is on the 12. Who cares for the machines? Farmers must learn how to keep their machines running well. Over the noon hour, Dave greases the engine. He cleans dust out of the combine's hopper, and he takes care of his machines so that they will last longer. So here's a picture of Farmer Dave, and it is noon, or 12 o'clock. So both hands, both the short and the long hands, are pointing at the 12 o'clock. What happens to the corn that is harvested? Some farmers sell their corn to the companies that make food for our supermarkets. Farmer Dave uses his corn to feed his animals. An auger lifts the corn to the top of the bin. So this long thing right here, this tube, is called the auger. They dump the corn in the bottom, it takes it up and dumps it into the grain bin. They're usually silver. The corn will stay fresh in the bins and the silos all winter. So now it is 3:30 in the afternoon. So the small hand is halfway between the 3 and the 4. The long hand is on the 6, so that's 3:30 p.m. Where do farmers live? Farmers usually live on their farms, but Farmer Dave parks his tractor in the shed. After milking the cows again, he walks to the house to clean up. Then he sits down to eat with his family. It is good to be home. Now it is 6:30 in the evening. So the small hand and also the long hand are pointed at the 6. Now, we're going to do something together, and it's going to be a the time of day event. What we're going to do is each one of you should have this story in front of you, and it should be connected to some of these that look like a clock. Say, we're going to read the story together, and then we're going to figure out and draw the hands on the clock using this story. So I'm going to start reading the story. The day begins early on the farm. Farmer Smith is helping out this week at his neighbor's dairy. Farmer Brown's son usually helps with the milking, but he is away for a short vacation. While Farmer Brown's son is away, the cows must still be milked. So farmers, if they take a vacation, they have to have somebody do their work for them, don't they? Farmer Smith will get up at 4:30 a.m. He will be at the dairy and ready to milk at 5:30 a.m. The milk truck will come at 8 a.m. They must be finished milking and cleaned up by then. After that, Mr. Smith takes care of chores on his farm. At 11 a.m., he eats lunch. A lot of times you guys eat lunch at 11, isn't it? Mr. Smith got a new tractor last year. It has a cab with an air conditioner, so Mr. Smith can work during the heat of the day. The heat of the day is usually from noon till 3 o'clock, isn't it? So at 2 p.m., when the sun is hot, Farmer Smith goes out to bale hay. Farmer Smith will stop at 4:30 p.m. to go help Farmer Brown milk, because they have to milk 2 times a day, don't they? He will eat dinner at 7 p.m. with his wife and then go back to the hayfield. The Smiths will be in bed early tonight, probably at 9:30 p.m. It has been a long day, and the new day will begin early on the farm. So from that story, we're going to fill out the page that you have in front of you. It has an A on it. So if you want to find that, we're going to talk about what time Farmer Smith gets up in the morning. From our story, maybe you can figure that out. What time did it say he got up in the morning? Okay, it said that he got up at 4:30, didn't it? So we're going to, on this page, where it says, what time did Farmer Smith get up? Right at the top, we're going to make the clock look like it's 4:30 a.m. in the morning. So which hand would be pointing to the 4, and which hand would be pointing to the 6? Okay, the small hand would be pointing to the 4, and the long hand would be pointing to the 6. And I will show you, it should look just like this. Okay, I want you guys to work with your teacher, and you're going to fill out each one of these 8 clocks on the page that has an A on it. Okay, you guys can work that out. Then after you get those all done, on the sheet that has a C on top of it, you might see it looks like this. And it says, write the times you do things in your day. Draw the hands on the clock, then write the times. So the first one says, what time do you wake up? So you might want to write, if you get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, you might want to draw the small hand to the 7 and the longer hand to the 12. Okay, then you can decide on the second clock. Maybe you want to write down what time you go to school and write down the clock. Maybe it's 8 o'clock. So you will write the small hand pointing to the 8, the long hand pointing to the 12. Okay, one of these other clocks you may choose to write what time you go to recess, or what time you have lunch, what time you may get home from school. Maybe one clock you want to put the time that you eat your meal with your family. Maybe one clock you'd like to write down the time that you go to bed. So all these clocks on the sheet that has a C on it is entirely up to you. But I want you to write what time by using the clock, okay? I hope you enjoyed our time together today. We want to remember the farmers are hard workers, and it's a long day for them. So we need to be especially thankful that they work hard for us. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.